When should I rebrand? That's a question a lot of people ask themselves and are wondering, is it worth the effort? Is it worth the investment? How do I know? And there's a couple of things to consider if you're wondering if you should rebrand. First of all, brands build equity by being recognizable and by owning design elements, verbal elements, cues that make them recognizable and that also build associations in a way that helps them grow beyond their current customer base. You can think of Slack's unique name, Coca-Cola's red color, Duolingo's Duo mascot, State Farm's tagline, Amazon's Arrow Smile, the Target's Target, Apple's Apple, and of course Nike's swoosh and tagline, all being assets that help them be immediately recognizable in a way that adds positive associations and also helps them be mentally available to folks who are new into the category and shopping or who are re-entering the category for a repurchase. So in thinking about, should I do a rebrand, the very first question you can ask yourself is, are my key brand assets, those are verbal and visual, unique and memorable against competitors? Do they stand out, or do they kind of look like everyone else? There's not something that says, oh, I know who that is, that's Duolingo. If you don't have an asset like that that's super distinct, you might want to consider a rebrand. You might actually get more out of your brand by making that investment and be able to grow at a more efficient rate and at a faster rate. Another reason you might consider a rebrand is, do your assets actually signal or stand for something different or contradictory to where you're headed as a business? A classic example to bring that to life would be with British Petroleum, who was headed into non-oil-based products and so rebranded to BP. If your answer to those are, actually, I do have some distinct and memorable assets, or I am pretty aligned with where I'm going, but you still see opportunity to double down on equity in certain assets or pull things forward to make your brand more recognizable in more modern channels or different spaces, then you might just need a refresh. A couple of examples of brands that have done that recently, one is Walmart, and separating out their word mark of Walmart from that Spark icon. They made their brand better for digital spaces. And now they've signaled that Walmart is current and digital, and they've also created an asset that can stand alone and be distinct and memorable for Walmart without having to include their full name or a full word mark. Another example is with Magic: The Gathering, which is a multiplayer card game where we actually worked on helping them pull forward a symbol, it's called the Planeswalker symbol, from their game, and have it stand alongside their rather long and dated word mark, and start to build equity in a symbol that could function over time like the Nike swoosh. So those are things to consider and think about. Rebrand or refresh. Do I need one? And is it going to be worth the effort and the investment?